Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Psychological Contents. Today we study book summary Psychology by Searle, and this is chapter 1, The Science of Psychology, part 1st. So let me study why study psychology. Psychology not only help you understand why people and animals do the things they do, but it also helps you better understand yourself and your reaction to others. Psychology is the scientific study of behavior and mental process. Behavior includes all of our outward or overt actions and reactions, such as talking, facial expressions, and movement. The term mental process refers to all internal covert activity of our minds, such as thinking, feeling, and remembering. Psychology goals. There are 4 goals of psychology: description, explanation, prediction, and control. Description: what is happening. Explanation: why is it happening. Prediction: when will it happen again. And control: how can it be changed. Description for what, explanation for why, prediction for when, and control for how. Psychology, then the history of psychology. In the beginning, Wundt, introspection and the laboratory. Physician and psychiatrist Gustav Fechner is often credited with performing some of the first scientific experiments that would form a basic of experimentation in psychology. With his studies of perception, Fechner 1860 and physician Hermann von Helmholtz 1852-1863 performed groundbreaking experiments in visual and auditory perception. Titchener and structuralism in America. One of Wundt's students was Edward Titchener, 1867 to 1927. He expanded on Wundt's original ideas, calling his new viewpoint structuralism because the focus of study was the structure of the mind. A laboratory in Leipzig, Germany in 1879. It was here that Wilhelm Wundt 1832 to 1920 a physiologist attempted to apply scientific principles to the study of human mind. Wundt gave process objective introspection, the process of objectively examining and measuring one's own thoughts and mental activities. Reiber and Robinson 2001. Establishment of the first true experimental laboratory in psychology is why Wundt is known as the father of psychology. This is important that Wundt is the father of psychology. William James and functionalism. Harvard University was the first school in America to offer classes in psychology in the late 1870s. These classes were taught by Harvard's most illustrious instructor, William James, 1842 to 1910. His comprehensive textbook on the subject Principle of Psychology, James, 1890 and 2002. James focused on how the mind allows people to function in the real world, how people work, play, and adapt to their surroundings, a viewpoint he called functionalism. It is interesting to note that one of James' early students was Mary Winton Cleekins, who completed every course and requirement for earning a PhD but was denied that degree by Harvard University because she was a woman. She was allowed to take those classes as a guest only. Cleekins eventually established a psychological laboratory in Wellesley College. Her work was some of the earliest research in the area of human memory and the psychology of the self. In 1905, she became the first female president of the American Psychological Association. Gestalt psychology: the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Wertheimer believed that psychological events such as perceiving and seeing could not be broken down into any smaller events and still be properly understood. Gestalt is a German word meaning an organized whole or configuration which fit well with the focus on study whole patterns rather than small pieces of them. Today, Gestalt ideas are part of the study of cognitive psychology, a field focusing not only on perception but also on learning, memory, thought, process, and problem solving. Sigmund Freud theory of psychoanalysis. Freud was a neurologist, a medical doctor who specialized in disorder of the nervous system. He proposed that there is an unconscious, unaware mind into which we push or repress all of our threatening urges and desires. He believed that these repressed urges, in trying to surface, created the nervous disorder in his patients. Some of his well-known followers were Alfred Adler, Carl Jung, and his own daughter Anna Freud. Pavlov, Watson, and the dawn of behaviorism. Ivan Pavlov, like Freud, was not a psychologist. He was a Russian physiologist who showed that a reflex, an involuntary reaction, could be caused to occur in response to a formally unrelated stimulus. By the early 90s, psychologist John B. Watson had tired of the arguing among the structuralists. He challenged the functionalist viewpoint as well as psychoanalysis with his own science of behavior or behaviorism. Watson 1924. He had read of Pavlov's work and thought that conditioning could form the basis of his new perspective of behaviorism. Watson believed that all behavior is learned. Watson wanted to prove that all behavior was a result of a stimulus-response relationship, such as that described by Pavlov. Behaviorism is still a major perspective in psychology today. It has also influenced the development of other perspectives such as cognitive psychology. Going beyond the Euro-American tradition of psychology, differences in the way of thinking, behavior, and lifestyle of people of different cultures have been documented for a long time by travelers, traders, warriors, invaders, and anthropologists. Such differences, however, did not attract the attention of psychologists until early 1970s, when culture started coming up as silent factor in studies of human psychological functioning. The establishment of the International Association for Cross-Culture Psychology and Journal of Cross-Culture Psychology, marked the beginning of systematic research on cultural behavior relationship. From the Indian continent, Durganand Sinha, R.C. Tripathi, Janak Pandey, and Girishwar Misra have greatly contributed to development of the field. This field has come to be known as indigenous psychology. Interest in the study of universality of psychological process rooted in the belief about human mind as a highly abstract central processing unit, in short CPU, that functions independently to the subject that it is thinking about or of the background within which is thinking. The cultural psychologists believe that mind operates in interaction with what it is thinking about and the context within which it is thinking. Cultural provides the theme for thinking and also the ways of thinking. So, thank you everyone. Please do comment, like and share.